Hello, I'm Robin Gibson, and this is the Harvard House Money Morsel. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us again. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the bell so you get a notification of when we released a new video. I'm sitting on a rather chilly morning here in Howick. Certainly winter is here with Michael Porter. Michael, welcome back again.
Yeah, morning, Robin.
Michael, we chatted a couple of weeks ago about, the damage that Lady Russia and South Africa scoring own goals did to the rand. And now we see, after having almost touched 20 to the dollar, the rand is screaming back. I think it's well under 19 to the dollar. I think you're going to help us and the viewers as to what is happening and what have we done right.
Yeah, Robin, I was hoping you could tell me what was going on. But I think we can start off and just touch a little wood here. What have you noticed about this week?
Well, I can't believe that stage 3 load shedding only has 1 hour slots, Michael.
Well, exactly. So we've had a dramatic change in load shedding this week, which I think we're all very skeptical about, but it's actually because we've just put solar on our building and our load shedding is finished.
Solved everyone's problems.
Yeah. But sorry, seriously for a moment. I think, there's been some things that have gone in our favor. Load shedding has been reduced, and that's been a combination of cold fronts hitting the Cape, which has got the wind turbines going. There have been less unplanned breakdowns. We're back at sort of stage 3. We haven't had load shedding during the day. And I think it's just amazing when you look at that, you realize how powerful and how much of an influence load shedding is having on this economy, and how quickly it can turn if you think that load shedding is going to come to an end, which will be the subject of our Inside presentation next week. And we urge you all to come and have a listen. But the other thing, Robin, is yesterday the current account and GDP was released. So we didn't go into recession. We are in recession for all intents and purposes, yes. But from a statistical point of view, we weren't. Manufacturing data came out yesterday, which was better than expected. And the current account came out yesterday, which was far better than expected. And, the current account really is the sum total of all the money that goes in and out of the country. And if you've got a lot more money going out than coming in, essentially your currency should be weakening.
Yeah.
And so people were expecting sort of 2.5% deficit to GDP. It came in at 1.1%, I think. Sorry, if I get the numbers correct, which is a sizable difference. And I think it just goes to show that there's, as we sort of said, we often say, there's a lot more activity in this economy than people give it credit for. We're struggling. There's no doubt about that. But it's not that this is a dead horse.
Yes, yeah. Michael, I see that, but the other thing that was big driver in terms of the own goal was the Lady Russia. And I know the whole issue of Putin coming for the BRICS conference. It looks very strongly like we're not even going to we're going to be hosting it in China. Is that correct?
There's some really interesting developments on that side. Firstly, I think the American ambassador has been, it almost looks like he went rogue with that comment. He wasn't authorized to say it. He had no evidence to say that we were loading arms.
Yeah.
And it looks like, this is from articles in the US press over the last week, that there might have been an ulterior motive for making those comments, but they were certainly unsubstantiated.
Yes.
So I think the market sort of calmed down a little bit on that. And yes, there is obviously a lot of political maneuvering around the BRICS summit, and whether it gets hosted in China or whether it gets hosted online, who knows? And I think really, it's a really difficult thing because I think as Westerners with a Western leaning bias, tend to look to the US and to the UK as sort of guiding lights. But the world is changing at the moment. And if you remember back to the 1950s, there was a whole non-aligned movement. There was the sort of communist, there was the West, and there was a non-aligned movement.
Yeah.
And I think there's something like that trying to build again, where there's a whole lot of countries that are non-aligned. They don't want to be part of the Western bloc.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily quite, with Russia and what they're doing, but they kind of want to be neutral in the middle. And I think that's where we trying to position ourselves. And I don't think the West has got all the moral high ground here, unfortunately. So I think politically things are really interesting in the world at the moment.
Yeah.
So.
And of course, India and China are massive economies, so you can't stop them if they're going to be non-aligned.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of moving parts, Robin, but I think for us, just look at how quickly the sentiment can change around the rand. I mean, so it's not a strong rand by any stretch of the imagination. We've gone from 1980 down to 1880 to the dollar. But it just goes to show that things can change quite quickly. And so don't extrapolate a trend and assume it's going to continue forever, because it never does.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I've had a sneak preview of Michael's presentation for next week. So if you can make insight, we're doing our first one in the Cape next Wednesday evening. So if you're in the Cape, please let Claire know and come and join us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Michael, thank you for giving us your insights. We'll catch you next time. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.